as in your small circle of people that you are open and available to, who you trust and you share life with. So, example, your family members may not be your friends. You love them and care for them, but they don't necessarily have access all the time. Your co-workers, your classmates, your neighbours, people you serve with in church ministries or missions, people that are extended acquaintances or part of your social networking. Now, a lot of people do use Facebook and Twitter and have hundreds of friends. At least they think they do, but I'll argue that they don't. There's lots of different relations we have, and they're not all friendships. So, to call them friendships is not helpful. It's not helpful. And in this church, to call people friends, to say, you're my friend, you know, you're my dear friend, I love you, but don't call me between this time and this time. And it's just confusing. And especially if we have people coming to our church that are longing for friendships, real friendships that have been betrayed and hurt, and then for us to say, yeah, we love you, you know, your friend. And then to actually sort of close the gate, you know, it's a mixed message. So we have to be very careful how we use the word friend. Now, additionally, as we look at friendship in Proverbs, there's two things that I want to highlight. And I've put this on the paper for you. Number one, you want to be a good friend. You have to want to be a good friend. You want to love, serve, and honour your friends. And number two, you have to know how to choose good friends. And this is where a lot of us fall down. We actually know how to be a good friend, but we don't make wise choices about who our friends will be. And so some of us have really horrible friends. Sorry to say that just use us all the time. We take care of them. We look after them. We ring them. We respond to their text messages. But they don't reciprocate. Or I should say, we send them text messages, but they don't send us one back. We contact them. We're always the one that's going to their house, that's contacting, but it's not coming two ways. It's not mutual. And some of us are taken advantage of by people we call our close friends. And why do we keep investing in those relationships? Because we think they are our friend. And so we put up with it. So now in friendships, you've got to be a good friend and you've got to know how to pick good friends. Now, Proverbs is about friendship. It's about being a good friend and choosing good friends. Now, some of you right now that I've given this little kind of talk, you might be thinking you're not such a good friend as you thought you were. Or you might be thinking, well, you are a really good friend to someone, but they're not a good friend to you. That it's not a friendship. They're using you. They're using you. And they may use the word friend. A lot of people will use the word friend to you, but what they really mean is sort of abusive. That I'll get as much out of you as I can. I'll dump all my problems onto you. And that's friendship. That's not friendship. And so as we get into Proverbs now, we're going to move through. I want you to ask, how can I be a better friend? And how can I choose better friends in my life? Just one last thing I want to say before we get right into the passages. I want to use this word, friend shift. S-H-I-F-T. Friend shift. And that's when you've had a friendship with someone and it's changed. And no matter what, it seems that the relationship has changed. And the result is that you're pretty unclear about, are you still friends? You've been good friends and all of a sudden it's changed. And this happens in life. And a lot of it is caused by changes in our lives. For example, you were single and you went out with your friends all the time, you got married and you don't have the time and the friendships have changed. Or you've had a child, you're not as available as you used to be, friendships have changed. Then there's transitions that happen in life. For example, some of our close friends, they might change their ideas and views about life. You might have respected them at one time, but then they've changed their lifestyle and you don't feel that you can trust them anymore. Or perhaps people in churches, some people change their theology and their views about church and God. Perhaps they stop participating in church community at all. They drop out. Or alternatively, people become very conservative and judgmental Christians, and you feel that you can't share with them. Or perhaps a friend moves away to another state. Or in some situations, there's an offence or a sin between the two of you that's not resolved, and the friendship occurs. And I want to encourage you, if you have people in your life now who you have been very close with and you can't understand what's happened, but the friendship is no longer what it was, and you're not really willing to have that unique investment into the friendship, go and talk to them and say, look, I love you. We've had some great times, but we've drifted apart. And acknowledge it rather than leaving it unresolved. At least there's some closure. So, some of you might be saying, by golly, I don't have as many friends as I thought I had. And children in particular, this is very important because children need to know how to be a good friend, and they need to know how to choose good friends. And most of the time they don't get any training in this. They don't get any training in it. They learn by their mistakes. And I think it's so important for children and adolescents to be able to choose good friends. We really need to, particularly parents and those that have influence in children's life, showing and modelling to them and talking to them about choosing good friends and being good friends. So, let's turn to Proverbs. Can you go to the next one, Kevin? Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but a friend of fools will suffer harm. Now, what Solomon is saying here is that everybody has friends, and they are either friends who help you or friends who harm you. It's pretty clear-cut in this proverb. And if you choose wisely, you will choose wise friends, and you will grow in wisdom. So your choice about your friends is going to be an important choice about whether or not you're going to grow in wisdom or whether or not you're going to become more foolish by the kind of people you mix with and the people that you choose to be in your close inner circle. And this is because wisdom lives in people. Wisdom lives in people. It is embodied in their lives. And people gather wisdom over a lifetime. I would hope that if I live to be this long, when I'm 70, I will be a lot wiser than I am now. Some people grow in bitterness, but others grow in wisdom. And so therefore, people gather wisdom throughout life experience. And this is the great theme of the book of Proverbs, that we gain wisdom by being amongst those who are wise. And so therefore, a wise person will become wise by having wise friends. But a companion of fools suffers harm. If you pick the wrong friends, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it. It's going to hurt, and you're going to become more foolish in your life. And when you walk with a fool, when you journey in life with a fool, your life will become connected to theirs. And you will be implicated in their foolishness and affected by it, for worse. Now, Proverbs also says that there are fake friends. Fake friends. And the problem or the grief with fake friends is we don't know that they are fake friends until it's too late. And so, next one, Kevin, Proverbs 19:4. Wealth brings many new friends, but a poor man's friend deserts him. And what this says is that the more money you make in life, the more people will want to be your friend. The more people will want to be your friend. And as soon as you lose all that money, all your friends will desert you. Now, some of you have experienced this in life. You got a promotion. All of a sudden, you're in a position of authority. You're public. You're a director, or you're this or that. You have a good position. You supervise and manage people. And all of a sudden, people want to be your friends. You've bought a house in a nice area. People want to come and be your friend. You've started a business. And all of a sudden, all these people want to be your friend. They want to hang out with you. Everybody wants to know you. But they're just using you. They're not loving you, they're just using you. Because you can give them money, because you can give them connections, you can give them some status, some security, some power. Whatever it is that they want, they're using you to get it. And there are people that do this, and they will call themselves your friend. Proverbs 19 verse 6. Next one, thanks Kevin. We're just motoring through these Proverbs. Many curry favour with a ruler, and everyone is a friend of a person who gives gifts. To curry favour is to suck up and to try and get in the good books of someone. Now, some of you have a gift of giving. You are very generous, and people know you are very generous, and that is a good thing, that you are generous. You're really generous, and you love to buy gifts for people. You love to serve people. You love to have people over to your house. You love to help people. You love giving money to people. You're generous, and that's beautiful. Amen? Except that you need to be honest that some people will abuse your generosity and take advantage of you. They will take you, they will take your money, they will take your food, they will take your time, they will take your service. They will dump their life responsibilities onto you, in the worst case. And these are people that you need to avoid as friends. Now, we need to be loving all people and serving all people. And as Christians, we're called to engage with the world and the community. And we need to do that wisely. We don't want to only mix with people who we think are wise and friends, but if we're going to bring people into our inner circle, we've got to choose the right people. And we need to avoid these sorts of people who are going to take advantage of us or use us in the name of friendship. Now, I would encourage all of you to remain generous, but to be discerning and wise about your generosity. Now, as I've been saying this, some of you may have been thinking about some friends you have and thought, yeah, that friendship's not reciprocal. It's not both ways. I always serve them. They don't serve me. I always give to them. They don't give to me. I'm there for them 24 hours a day, but they're unavailable for me. That's not really a friendship. They're using you. And there are people that prey on others. That prey on others. And particularly churches. There are people that move around from one church to another preying on others. Because churches are soft targets. Because a lot of church people, feel guilty about saying no and protecting themselves from these sorts of people. And they end up creating this very unhealthy dynamic. And particularly for us, in our ministries and our community involvement in our area, we need to be very vigilant that there are some people that prey on others. And particularly single people, single men or single women, there are women and men that will prey on you, that will make advances and will try and use different ways of manipulating you to get what they want, of using you. And they'll call you a friend. And we need to be very vigilant about that. And we don't want to waste time and energy on people who really need to be rebuked and not